In this week's episode of the Downsized News, we uncover some surprising developments from Nestle's elusive GLP-1 friendly frozen meals to Bernie Sanders' fiery Senate hearing on the high costs of Wegovy and Ozempic. Plus, we explore Metsera's groundbreaking weight loss drug, a potential oral version of tirzepatide, and the shocking discovery that semaglutide might help prevent opioid overdoses.
Welcome to the Downsized News. It's Monday, September 30th, and we're excited to bring you the latest updates and insights on GLP-1 medications. I'm Laraine Durham, and I've lost over 50 pounds on compounded tirzepatide, also known as Zepbound and Mounjaro.
And hi, I'm Christopher. Today we'll discuss everything you need to know about GLP-1s, including Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, tirzepatide, semaglutide, and whatever else comes along.
Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, we're not doctors. While we're passionate about GLP-1s and weight loss, it's important to consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting any weight loss medication or treatment.
Plus, don't miss us each Thursday at 7 on the Downsized Live, where we'll meet you, have conversations, answer questions as best we can, and dive deeper into everything that we're doing in the GLP-1 world.
All right, that's live on YouTube. Let's jump into today's news and explore what's new in the world of GLP-1s.
So last week, we discussed Nestle's new frozen food brand, Vital Pursuit, which is designed specifically to support GLP-1 users and those focused on weight management. According to Nestle's press release, these meals were to be released imminently and are packed with portion-controlled nutrients, protein, and are supposed to be available at Walmart, Target, and Kroger. Well, we went out looking.
We did.
Supposedly there's 14 SKUs out there. I could not find 14 SKUs. We were in two Publix and two Harris Teeters, which Harris Teeter is owned by Kroger. We could find one SKU, one sort of sad-looking pizza made up with cauliflower crust. So we're excited to try them out and give you our honest thoughts. Unfortunately, after those two visits, they're not available quite yet. So if you see them out there, let us know. It's a bit of a mystery how the press release went out while the product clearly is not available in the stores.
Yeah, we bought one. It's in our freezer.
That said, we'll keep an eye out and hope to find more Vital Pursuit meals soon. Stay tuned. We aim to have a full video review in the next week or two if they're in store, and hopefully we'll be able to give you the scoop on the entire lineup.
Right. This week we covered Bernie Sanders' Senate hearing and zeroed in on the exorbitant costs of GLP-1 medications like Wegovy and Ozempic in the U.S. In a fiery exchange, Sanders confronted Lars Jurgensen, CEO of Novo Nordisk, about why Americans pay up to 15 times more for these medications than in other countries. For instance, Wegovy costs $1,349 a month in the U.S., but only $92 a month in the U.K. Sanders framed this as not only an economic issue, but also a profound moral one. He stated that the high costs put these life-saving medications out of reach for many Americans and emphasized that making these drugs affordable could save tens of thousands of lives every year. The hearing also shed light on the role of pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, in driving up costs. PBMs are middlemen in the healthcare system who negotiate prices with drug manufacturers, but they sometimes take a significant cut, up to 74% of each dollar. The higher the list price, the more they earn, creating a perverse incentive to keep drug prices high. While Novo Nordisk argued that high prices are necessary to fund research and development, the hearing raised essential questions about the balance between profitability and accessibility. Sanders and other lawmakers called for greater transparency and reforms to lower patient drug prices. The takeaway? With its complex layers of middlemen and inflated costs, the current system makes it nearly impossible for many Americans to access life-saving medications like Wegovy and Ozempic. The Senate hearing signals a growing push for change, but much work remains to make these drugs affordable for all.
There's lots of conversation around this, and obviously we have several videos that go into a lot more detail on this. Please take a minute and go watch them. 74% number people have jumped on, and absolutely it's absurd how much they're potentially making.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where it falls
PBMs,
out.
you mean?
Yeah, it's because they really gave you two numbers. So you get 74% on PBMs, assuming the other chunk goes to the manufacturers. We know there's other players in that supply chain, though. We know there's distributors. We know CVS's, the Walgreens of the world are also making money. So, I mean, I'd like to see transparency top to bottom and see where people are making money.
I'd just like to see a lower price.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, is we need lower prices on these drugs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Story number 3, biotech newcomer Metsera has released impressive results from its phase 1 trial. Participants lost an average of 7.5% of their body weight after 36 days, comparable to or even better than existing GLP-1 medications like Wegovy and Zepbound. Even more notable, the trial avoided the typical titration process where patients gradually adjust to a dose to minimize gastrointestinal side effects. Despite this, Metsera reported few side effects, and those were mild. The drug in question, MET-097, is a long-acting GLP-1 injectable. The trial involved 125 non-diabetic adults who were either overweight or obese, receiving doses between 0.16 milligrams and 1.2 milligrams weekly. At the highest dose, participants achieved a 7.5% weight loss by day 36, and this continued, reaching an average loss of 8.1% by day 57. Metsera's results created buzz because they rival or surpass current treatments. The drug's long-lasting effects show strong potential for more convenient dosing. Metsera plans to move quickly with MET-097, starting phase 2B trials by the end of the year and expecting results by mid-2025. The company, which launched in April of 2024, so not that long ago, already has a strong financial backing with $290 million from Population Health Partners and Arch Venture Partners, positioning it as a serious competitor in the increasingly crowded GLP-1 space. The breakthrough comes amid a flurry of announcements from other companies. Novo Nordisk's latest GLP-1 therapy achieved 13% weight loss, but faced neuropsychiatric side effects.
That's bad.
While Roche's oral GLP-1 drug delivered 7.3% weight loss in 4 weeks, but had its challenges as well. Metsera's early success suggests it could offer a new option with fewer side effects and better patient convenience. Another option.
Yeah, it just goes to show that there's other drugs being developed right now. This Metsera drug is going to be in phase 2 trials in 2025. Mm-hmm. So it's getting closer to being released, and it has great results. So, if compounding one day is harder to get, there's other things that are coming.
There's a lot in the pipeline.
That's why I want to tell people, don't panic. More things are in the pipeline than even we know about at this point.
And Laraine likes to say she's team tirzepatide. I'm team whatever works. I have no brand loyalty to Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, tirzepatide, semaglutide.
Right.
If something else comes along at a better price that works better, I'm in.
Well, yeah. We obviously took a chance and tried this medication, and it worked. So sure, why not? We also want to tell you about Club Downsized. So we offer Club Downsized for people who want to support us further, with perks like loyalty badges, early video access, members-only live streams, exclusive Facebook groups, and even personalized monthly coaching sessions with me or Christopher. You can join Club Downsized today and check it all out.
Yeah, so there's a join button just underneath the YouTube video if you want to check it out.
Right.
All of our content will remain free. This is just additional stuff. Check it out.
Yeah. And we hope you'll like and subscribe, too.
Absolutely.
And our next story, Lexaria Bioscience Corp has received approval to start a human pilot study testing its dehydratech technology for delivering tirzepatide, currently available as injectable Zepbound and Mounjaro, in an oral format. The study, set to begin dosing in late October, will compare a single injected dose of Zepbound with a 7-day of oral dehydratech processed Zepbound in up to 10 healthy participants. So they're going to do an oral version for 7 days versus the injectable and then compare?
Yes.
Got it. Researchers will assess side effects, absorption, and blood sugar control. Lexaria hopes the study will replicate the success of previous trials where dehydratech improved the absorption of semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic, Wegovy, and Rybelsus, when taken orally. It could lead to a more convenient oral alternative to injectable GLP-1 medications if successful. This study could be a significant step toward developing more accessible treatments for obesity and diabetes. Currently, patients must rely on injections, which can be costly and inconvenient. An effective oral version of tirzepatide could expand access to this groundbreaking medication and potentially reduce patient costs, which is what we all want.
Absolutely. I'm not in love with taking a shot every week.
No,
I'd be happy to take it orally. Story number 5, new research suggests that semaglutide, which we of course know as Ozempic and Wegovy, could do more than help with weight loss and diabetes control. It may also reduce the risk of opioid overdose for people with opioid use disorder, or OUD. Since we've started doing all these news, everything's a use disorder, right? But basically, you're addicted to opioids. Mm-hmm. According to a study published in JAMA Network Open on September 25th, researchers found that semaglutide was linked to a significantly lower risk of overdose in people with OUD. Dr. Rong Zhu, one of the lead authors from Case Western University, pointed out that real-world evidence suggests semaglutide could help prevent opioid overdoses. However, she emphasized the need for more studies, mainly randomized clinical trials, before considering it a treatment option. This study analyzed over 33,000 patients with type 2 diabetes and OUD from 2017 to 2023, all prescribed various anti-diabetic medications, including semaglutide. After 1 year, those on semaglutide had a 42% to 68% lower risk of opioid overdose compared to those on other diabetes drugs. Despite some limitations, such as relying on prescription data, these findings build on previous research that suggests GLP-1 drugs like semaglutide might reduce alcohol and nicotine use as well. While this new evidence is promising, experts, including Dr. Riccardo Di Giorgi from Oxford University, are calling for more research to better understand how semaglutide reduces cravings and whether it can effectively treat substance use disorders. The potential of semaglutide to help combat opioid addiction is exciting, but more studies are needed. So, of course, stay tuned and we'll follow this closely because it is another exciting opportunity for GLP-1s to really change the medical landscape.
Yeah, so what GLP-1s we've found now are good for helping with cardiac disease, helping with alcohol use disorder, now opioid use disorder,
there's reports on smoking.
Stopping smoking. People report stopping their addiction to online shopping. People report their addiction to maybe coffee. They don't have a taste for it
those
anymore.
haven't been researched. The other ones we actually reported on research.
But I mean, we just hear all these things that GLP-1s are helping with. So it's just an amazing category of drugs. In story number 6, in a surprising move, WW International, better known as Weight Watchers, announced that CEO Sima Sistani has stepped down effective immediately. This sudden leadership change, revealed on Friday, comes at a critical time for the once iconic weight loss company as it grapples with declining profits, falling stock prices, and the rise of GLP-1 weight loss medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound. Sistani's departure comes just shy of 3 years into her tenure, during which she aimed to pivot Weight Watchers into the digital health space. Tara Comante, a current board member and former Shake Shack executive, that's a switch, right? Shake Shack to Weight Watchers, will step in as interim CEO. Comante has a proven track record of navigating companies through tough financial and operational challenges. Her focus will now shift to sharpening Weight Watchers' strategic goals and addressing its recent struggles, including a steep revenue decline and a shrinking subscriber base. Under Sistani, the company made bold moves, such as acquiring the telehealth platform Sequence, now called Weight Watchers Clinic, which allowed it to offer clinical weight management solutions alongside its traditional behavioral programs. Yet despite these efforts, the company has seen its stock plummet by over 90% in the past year, now trading as a penny stock at just 83 cents. Ouch. Sistani's tenure followed Weight Watchers' 2018 rebranding effort to move away from dieting and toward a broader wellness strategy. However, with the advent of highly effective GLP weight loss medications, such as Mounjaro and Zepbound, the company has found it challenging to compete. Adding to the company's woes, longtime board member and iconic brand ambassador Oprah Winfrey stepped down earlier this year after revealing her use of weight loss medications, citing a desire to avoid a conflict of interest. This move, while understandable, left a significant void in her leadership at a critical juncture. Her departure and the recent financial decline signaled deeper issues within the organization. Weight Watchers' struggles are part of a broader trend in the weight loss industry. Once seen as a leader in dietary programs, the company now finds itself competing with cutting-edge weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound, which have shifted consumer focus from traditional dieting to medical solutions. The effectiveness of these drugs, coupled with their ability to improve overall health and reduce cardiovascular risk, has further marginalized Weight Watchers' role in the weight loss conversation. Let's be honest, GLP-1s are reshaping the entire landscape of weight management. The old calories in, calories out mantra is being upended by science. These medications aren't just helping people lose weight, they're addressing the metabolic issues behind obesity. That's why Weight Watchers is struggling. They tried to evolve, but how do you compete with a medication that fundamentally changes the way the body processes food and stores fat? If you're serious about losing weight and improving your health, the data on GLP-1s is undeniable. The future is here, and companies like Weight Watchers either need to fully embrace it or risk fading into irrelevance. In her statement, Kamante expressed optimism about the company's future, emphasizing the need to refocus and evolve Weight Watchers' offerings to remain competitive in a highly changing market. I'm confident that we have the right team in place and are focused on the right strategies to drive growth, she said. Well, what else would she say?
She's got a new job.
We are about to go off the cliff. While the future remains uncertain, marketing experts have suggested that Weight Watchers could recover by connecting with its core audience, revamping its value proposition, and leading into its strengths in community support and behavioral science.
So you're obviously like the Weight Watchers poster child, right?
I am. Weight Watchers, call me. I'd be glad to help you with your marketing plan because I think you're losing touch with the people out here.
Yeah.
Weight Watchers hardcore supporters are always going to want the old school Weight Watchers where you weigh and measure your food and you write everything
Well, that's
down.
that's what the marketing people, they were saying, get in touch with that core customer. Is the core customer dying though?
The core customer is older than me. They're probably 65 plus.
Then you can't chase them.
You can't chase them. They're not going to be around. I think when Weight Watchers bought Sequence and integrated this GLP-1 platform, it was a serious disconnect between what we saw in Weight Watchers meetings and what we were seeing online with Weight Watchers marketing and messaging. You know, in the meetings, it is never GLP-1s are never discussed unless a member, like myself, brings it up. Yet half of their site is dedicated to GLP-1 medications. You can even switch your tracker over from points to tracking protein if you're on a GLP-1. But bring it up in a meeting and you risk getting a lot of negative comments from members. They are not on board for this. And not for anything, they didn't sign up for this. They lost weight with Weight Watchers years ago. They've been coming forever, and they know the way of tracking and measuring.
Which is
They've
great.
never done GLP-1s.
But if you're the CEO, what do? Because you've got to build your customer base, be more profitable. You've got to move forward. You can't look back.
I turned the whole thing into a GLP-1 focus. I would turn those meetings into GLP-1 focused. I would redo the whole GLP-1s are now. They're the future. I still believe people need to learn how to eat properly, how to weigh and measure their food, how to eat for health and for nutrition. And those are all good things that can go along with the GLP-1 focus. It just baffles me why they can't shift. And the lady who quit, the CEO who resigned, she was on the Oprah Winfrey special. She was all over it talking about GLP-1s and how they were the next best thing. And Weight Watchers was going to move right into that, and now she's resigned.
Well, I think she might have been invited to resign. I think the numbers were so bad they said, you can't survive.
And honestly, when Oprah left them, that's when everybody said, forget it. I mean, I think their first struggles were over COVID. They couldn't have in-person meetings. Everybody stopped their membership, including me. And now they're 4 years later, they're still trying to build back from that. So, Weight Watchers, you've got to adapt or you're going to die.
I mean, my money says the CEO is going to get out of GLP-1s. They're going to say, nope, that didn't work for us.
And that would be unfortunate because
I don't think that's what they should
backwards.
do, but I think that board and this new person is looking at what this last CEO did and saying, that's wrong. We're going to right the ship and get back out of them.
I just
We'll
think
see.
I think you're going backwards if you do that, Weight Watchers. Call me Weight Watchers. I am a lifetime member.
Yeah.
Now I am. After GLP-1s. I could never get there before. I have a lot to say about Weight Watchers, for sure.
For sure. Well, hopefully they're doing focus groups and talking to people. I mean,
Every once in a while they'll send me a survey, but I have yet to be surveyed about GLP-1s.
well, that wraps up today's edition of the Downsized News. We hope you found the updates helpful and insightful as you navigate your own GLP-1 adventure.
And if you enjoyed today's segment, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our Downsized channel.
And while you're at it, check out our Downsized store at thedownsized.org where you can find GLP-1 companion products and more. We're Amazon affiliates, so we make a small commission, but we've curated some things that we think will help you out. So
All
we'd
the
love
things
to.
I like that I use are on thedownsized.org. Thanks for joining us today, and if you like this video, we hope you'll watch our other videos for more GLP-1 tips and interviews, and we'll see you next time on the Downsized News. I'm Laraine Durham.
And I'm Christopher Durham, and we are the Downsized.
The Downsized. Bye!